Hello there. Good afternoon. My name is Lauren Bellin, and I help women learn to be fierce advocates, awesome moms who find support and put themselves back at the top of their own to-do list so that they can really create healthy, grounded, juicy living that feels good. So I have two kids. Willa is 7 and Kai is almost 10. And I really wanted to do this video for other busy moms, especially those of you who are like me and also have a child or children with special needs. Now, I've heard from a lot of you over the years that you would love to attend a workshop or a class on essential oils and non-toxic living. But you'd love to just get a chance to smell them, to try them on, to really experience them for yourself. But you're putting your kids to bed at night, and weekends are family time. And sometimes just getting out of the house is way too much to handle. Some of you have also told me that you want to be able to do some Google research or go on Pinterest to find some DIY recipes or determine which ones might be best for particular needs of your kids, or even just to figure out the best way to make a non-toxic household cleaner. Some of you are super duper sleep deprived and very curious about which oils and supplements could help with that. But when you finally do have a spare kid-free moment, you don't really want to do anything other than just take a nap or veg out on the couch, watch Scandal, binge watch a whole season. I get it. I totally get it. It actually took me months to get to one of the workshops that my friend Christy Collins was teaching. And honestly, this video, I have been planning to make this video for about a year now. And I had this vision of what it was going to look like. It was going to, have a sweet little musical introduction. And I was probably going to put some titles in there with iMovie, nothing that complicated, but it was just going to look packaged. And I thought about throwing a few animations in there. And I also figured I would have finished unpacking all of the boxes in my house by now from our family's recent move, and that I could set up a little recording area, make it look really pretty, put some succulent plants out like everybody has nowadays. But you know what? Today I just kind of went, that's why this video hasn't happened yet. That's why I haven't made it. So I decided, let's just get it done. It's going to be short, sweet, and to the point. If you are anything like me, you might be watching this when you are escaping into the bathroom from your kids, or maybe you have kids on your lap, or maybe they're trying to climb onto your head. Mine do that sometimes. So I'm just going to make this like true special needs mom video, which means it's on the fly, it's by the seat of my pants, and it is in the moments that I actually have to make it happen, which is my kids are at school right now. All right, so here's what I want to talk to you guys about today. I think there are a few things that are super duper important to all busy moms, and a few that are even more important to those of us who have kids with extra needs, both for our kids and for ourselves, as we are practicing something that I like to call extreme parenting. So what are these things? There's sleep, stress, worries, and moods, keeping everyone healthy, focus and attention, gut health and poop, dealing with the stink, physical comfort, and energy. All right, so 3 things before I dive in. First, I want to share with you, I do partner with Young Living Essential Oils. I use Young Living to kind of sponsor my work that I do with special needs moms. And I love them. There are a lot of reasons that I've chosen them as my product partner and that I rely on their oils to support my family as opposed to other oils. I won't tell you that there's no other good high quality oils out there, because that's not true. There are. But I have 4 or 5 reasons that I've chosen to work with them, and I'll put a link in the comments to explain a little bit more about why it is that I partner with Young Living and why I think their quality is very high and why I trust them. But the second piece is that I just want to let you know a little bit about why we started using oils in our family. A few years ago, we were just doing every single thing we could, everything we could, to understand, support, and stabilize our son. We have since become quite clear that we are working with a mood disorder that does run in my family. And at the same time, as we were trying to figure this out a few years ago, we were cleaning up everything. And maybe you can relate to this. I know a lot of people who go through this after they have their first child. We were looking at our nutrition. We were looking at our cleaning products. We were looking at basically everything that was touching our skin, that we were breathing in the air, or that we were putting into our bodies. And we were trying to make sure that we were putting only good stuff in there and keeping the toxic stuff out. You know, at the same time, we were also diving down like rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole. And it felt like everybody and their mother would tell us, oh, I know what will help. I know what you need. I know what your son needs. So that was the first reason that we ended up exploring oils. The second reason is what my friend Christy likes to call the you're on your own time. And this is 5 p.m. from Friday night until 9 a.m. on Monday morning. Even now, where, you know, my son and our family, we have an incredible support team. We have great therapists working with us. We have a solid treatment plan. We have behavior plans. Like, we have everything we need right now to support our family in place. And everything that you can access, we have accessed. We have a great school placement that for the moment, knock on wood, is really serving my son. I hope it continues to. And, you know, we have all that. At the same time, if something's going to go wrong, I swear, every time it does, it is between that Friday evening and Monday morning. So, you know, that's true for all parents, right? Like, you know, there's that time where there's just no one and no place to tag out. It's on you. That's extra true for those of us whose kids have special needs, I think. You know, pediatrician offices, therapists, they're all gone on the weekends. We can't access them easily. And if we can access anybody, it's whoever's on call and they're not familiar with us or our kids. So for me, I am always open to any options that will help during those you're on your own hours. Anything that will empower me, that will empower my kids, and that will help us, you know, have a really robust toolkit to get through whatever challenges come up. So I also want to be super clear before I share any more that, you know, oils haven't, like, they're not a magic cure. And I think there's some people out there on the internet, on the interwebs, talking as though they're a cure for everything that ails you. And, you know, some people believe that. That's not my understanding scientifically nor experientially of how oils work. It's not like, hey, I drop oils on my son's head and now he doesn't have bipolar disorder anymore. That is not how it works. That said, essential oils have been an incredible tool in our toolkit. They're amazing. And, you know, they make me feel like a superhero with my kids sometimes, which is just a fun way to feel. Especially, again, as a special needs mom, often, even though sometimes we have skills that are like light years beyond the skills that other parents have to develop, we still feel like we're failing all the time. So it's super exciting to have something that makes me feel like I am a superhero and have superpowers. All right, all done with that. Let's talk oils. All right, sleep. We're going to talk about sleep first because when I was thinking about having my first baby, my biggest fear was lack of sleep. I love sleep so much. God, I love sleep. And it turned out that I was right. Like if you know, probably if you're watching this, you do have kids, but if you don't have kids yet, man, I am telling you, that is what you should be afraid of. Sleep deprivation is no joke. It is no fun. And you know, once you have your first baby, if they don't sleep, I don't sleep. So, you know, we actually, again, this is sometimes exacerbated. There are lots of different medical needs and mental health disorders, all sorts of things that can result in sleep that is off for kids. And, you know, we went through, I think at one point, a whole month and a half of our son waking up at midnight for the day. I have a lot of friends whose kids are not sleeping. So your BFF, your new BFF, lavender oil. We diffuse it a half an hour before bedtime. You know, while my kids are getting ready for bed, brushing their teeth and all of that good stuff, I'll just put some lavender oil into a diffuser with water, and it sends this mist into the air in the room. It's a really gentle, you know, not overpowering scent. And sometimes we'll even rub it on my kids' wrists or feet, or we'll put a drop on a stuffy or a doll, and just kind of give them a little bit of extra sleep support that way. And then by the time they come in to lie down and go to sleep, their room is just like, it's just encompassed with these incredible molecules that are helping to support their journey to sleep. There are lots of supplements that can also be really supportive of a good night of sleep for kids and adults. I'm not going to get into those right now. I might talk about them on another video later though. All right, the next piece, let's talk about stress, worries, and mood for kids. So drop an emoji, those of you who are watching this on Facebook, drop an emoji in the comments if you ever feel stress. And drop another one if your kids ever feel stress. We all have stress at some point. And, you know, luckily, Young Living makes a really nice blend for exactly that. It's called Stress Away, which is pretty self-explanatory. Now, I call Stress Away my count to 10 oil for when counting to 10 just is not cutting it. I've also heard it called a personal portable crack stick for moms. It smells just like a tropical island. I didn't actually love the smell of it, I'm going to be honest, when I first started using it, but what I loved was the effect it has on me. So I put it in my purse, in my car, in the kitchen, basically anywhere that I ever feel stress, it lives. And I also put it on my wrists and in my hands and just inhale. It's great in the diffuser as well. I literally feel myself calming down the moment I take that first breath of it. I can feel my body's stress releasing. And my kids really love it too. My daughter actually has a roll-on bottle of it that she keeps in her bedroom. She's used it for years when she feels scared, if she has a nightmare, or if she's simply afraid she's going to have nightmares, she uses that. And my son often will use a roll-on bottle with it to help him with any worries he's having about a new school year, about a new environment, new friends, new people. That's when he really leans on his stress away. You know, then there are other times where I think it's less about stress and worry, and it's more about just an overall attitude adjustment that's necessary. You know, sometimes folks just need a big ol' attitude adjustment. Am I right? So we love to put frankincense, or some people will call it frank, in the diffuser for that purpose. And my kids really enjoy it combined with something like tangerine or orange or lemon oil with a citrus scent, basically. You know, if you have teens, or if you have 7-year-olds, or if you have 2-year-olds in your house, I am telling you, frankincense might just be your new best friend. And, you know, and actually my 7-year-old daughter does help me teach workshops about using essential oils with kids sometimes. And anytime I mention that frankincense is fabulous for kids who need an attitude adjustment, she will pipe right in to point out that it's also a helpful attitude adjuster for moms and dads. And she's totally right. You know, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm the one who needs the attitude adjustment, not my kids. So it's also fabulous. You know, my son has one of those brains that doesn't shut off at night, and frankincense is very beneficial for those folks among us as well. And it's really nice for skincare. So I actually will use frankincense in the evenings every day. It counterbalances the damage done by sun, by aging, and by stress, which we, as special needs moms, we have plenty of that in our lives. And I add it to moisturizer, or actually what I often will do is take like a teaspoonful of olive oil and put a drop or two of frankincense on it, and then just rub that into my skin. And it's like doing this double duty. It's making my skin feel super soft and refreshed, and then it's also keeping my stress levels low and supporting my own sleep and my own winding down at the end of the day. So I really love that about it. Another great option for stress and mood support when it comes to oils would be citrus oils of any kind. There's lots of cool research that you can go Google if you want to, but they are very supportive of keeping stress levels and stress hormones in a healthy place in the body. So that's lemon oil, tangerine, orange, grapefruit. There's a nice blend called Citrus Fresh that Young Living makes. They smell like sunshine in a bottle, and it's very hard not to feel happy and uplifted when you inhale them, either through a diffuser or you know, in a roll-on diluted. Lavender also, again, people are super familiar with lavender oil. It's really nice for keeping stress levels low. You know, and I always recommend with kids, especially when it comes to mood and how we're feeling, putting the oils on mom or dad first, rather than trying to say, hey kid, I'm gonna, you know, treat you or make you feel differently or help you with this thing. My kids don't like that. They don't like feeling like I'm trying to fix them. So if I put the oils on me when they're having a hard time, they always end up coming in close, and they get the secondhand benefit. I like to let the kids come to the oils rather than forcing the oils on the kids. And what I've noticed is that because I've done that, my kids will reach for oils themselves. They do what they see modeled. So if I'm reaching for oils to calm myself down, they will reach for oils to calm themselves down too. Okay, so let's talk about keeping people healthy, especially with in my hemisphere, we're going into the winter months. And this is really important for all families. Most of the moms I know, it's like one sick person can really throw off the whole household. So I don't know any moms who don't need support in this area, but especially for special needs moms, like we don't have time for that. There is too much on our plates, and keeping everyone healthy is really important. For some of our kids, it's even more important. So a lot of moms that I've met through Young Living really love a blend called Thieves Oil. It's a blend of 5 different oils. For little kids, you can dilute it. You can mix it with coconut oil. You just take coconut oil or a little bit of olive oil, and you just put a drop of Thieves, tiny drop of Thieves in there. And then you can rub that on kids' feet or along their spine. Thieves is also really perfect for diffusing in the winter. It keeps the air super clean, and it really helps people stay healthy through the winter months. Breathing well is also sometimes a concern for people during the winter. So RC is another blend, and it is fantastic for folks who would like some support with their breathing during the winter months. I dilute it and sometimes add it to coconut oil to make a chest rub for my kids in the winter if they are in particular need of some breathing support. And other times we just diffuse it to make it easier for everyone to breathe. We're going to talk about focus and attention now. All right, so the 3 oils that come to mind first for me when it comes to focus and attention are peppermint, lemon, and frankincense. Now, I think it's true for all of us, parents and kids, not just kids or families of kids with special needs, but sometimes all of us need a little bit of help maintaining focus and attention in the place where it needs to be, right? Sometimes we're a little distracted by shiny objects all around us. For some kids, this is particularly necessary, whether it's having some extra support while they're reading or doing homework in the afternoons, having some support for mental kind of alertness and focus can be really important. And some kids really need help with this during the daytime at school as well, or at homeschool. So you can diffuse peppermint and lemon and or frankincense. That's going to keep both the nerves, because I don't know about you, my son, if he's not focused, then gets very stressed about his lack of focus. So I find that throwing the citrus oil like lemon in there can help keep the stress levels low. And then the peppermint and or the frankincense can really help to keep the energy very awake and alert and focused. And, at school, you can send your kids to school with a diffuser necklace or a diffuser bracelet where you've put just a drop or 2 of oil there. It's not going to be intrusive for other kids, and your child can kind of discreetly smell it or just kind of have it in the air near them in order to support them during the school day when they're not at home with their diffuser. Although I will also say that there are actually some teachers in my kids' school who are now using diffusers during exams and standardized testing and other times, and they'll put peppermint in the diffusers to help the kids stay focused and alert, which I love. Love that they're doing that. You can also dilute these oils and apply them to the crown of the head or the base of the neck, the feet, the spine. All of those are great strategies and great uses for these oils as well. Now, another piece, and maybe this feels like too much information or an uncomfortable topic, but gut health and poop. Because let's be honest, life works better when everyone in the family is pooping well. Just going to be totally straight with you about that. So those of us whose kids are prone to a lot of worry and nerves, we may have kids who are kind of shy or reluctant poopers, or they may be excessive poopers. And the same can be true for adults for sure. And then there are all sorts of other reasons that our kids' digestion can be off. And then the flip side of that is that gut health in general is really important for a lot of different conditions and ailments and things like that can affect our kids. So thinking about gut health and healthy pooping is kind of important for special needs moms. Now, some of my go-tos, again, we could talk about supplements, and I'll do that at another time, I think, but today we're just going to cover some basic oils that a lot of us like to use. So 3 oils that I find super helpful for this: peppermint oil, there's a blend called Digize, and there's another blend that's specially formulated for kids called Tummy Jize. Now, I will take any one of these oils and just rub them on my belly or rub them on my kids' bellies if they're needing a little bit of digestive support. With the peppermint, I would definitely dilute it with kids. The Digize, I would definitely dilute it with kids. Tummy Jize comes already diluted. And I would tend to use Tummy Jize on younger kids too, much more so than the older ones. And then I would use peppermint or Digize for my older kids. Now, the thing that I like about peppermint is that if I'm using peppermint with my kids, it's also, like I said before, it's going to wake me right up. And sometimes as a mom, I do need that little energy boost. So inhaling peppermint is a nice way to kind of just rejuvenate myself in the middle of the day. All right, physical comfort. We're going to talk about physical comfort because I think for a lot of families of kids with special needs, this is so important. We know so many families whose kids are dealing with way more physical discomfort than any human being should have to bear, let alone a child. And then for those of us whose kids also have difficulty with self-regulation, any amount of physical discomfort can be very challenging and can really throw things off for the whole family. So we know that having really solid strategies and as many tools in the toolkit in place to really empower kids to feel as comfortable as they can and to take care of their own discomfort when they are feeling it, that can be a really, really good thing for our families. I'm going to give you a few different essential oil-based options for this. The first that I'll mention is something called Cool Azul Pain Cream. Now, Young Living is, I don't know of another essential oil company that has actually gotten either over-the-counter and or FDA approval for some of its products, but Young Living has been working much more closely with the FDA in recent years, and they do have over-the-counter approval for something called Cool Azul Pain Cream, and this is an essential oil-based product that I have friends with fibromyalgia, with lupus, with arthritis, and they really welcome this pain cream as a natural solution that is very pain relieving, but also not doing damage to their organs in the process. I've used it with my kids at different points in time as well, and they've really appreciated that. Let's see, again, not going to get into supplements, even though there are some that can be really helpful for this issue as well. What I will talk about too, in addition to the pain cream though, is there's an oil called Copaiba. Now Copaiba, some people call it Copaiba. I haven't been able to track down the correct pronunciation, so if you know for sure what the correct pronunciation is, let me know. But Copaiba supports the body's natural, healthy, strong response to inflammation in the body. So does frankincense, actually. And these are both really gentle oils that I feel very comfortable using on my kids. Cool story about Copaiba that I can never resist sharing is that it comes from the resin of a tree that grows in South America, and animals will actually seek out the bark of this tree to rub themselves against it when they're injured, and I just find that fascinating. So we can actually rub the essential oil on our own knees or our own muscles or any part of the body where we're experiencing some physical discomfort. We can rub it on to support our body's natural response to inflammation. Peppermint and Panaway are two oils that I will sometimes use with older kids and with adults. And they are also, you know, if I'm using them with kids, I'm always going to dilute them. They're super helpful for also supporting physical comfort in the joints and muscles in the body. And we would use those topically, again, diluted with coconut oil or olive oil or anything that you have on hand that is a vegetable-based oil. Now, when we're talking about physical discomfort and supporting physical comfort, I also think about oils and blends like lavender and stress away because they're going to keep our nerves very calm. They're going to keep our mind very calm in the face of that discomfort, which I think can sometimes be super important, especially if you've got kids who are going in and out of hospitals for different procedures and sometimes experiencing physical discomfort for those reasons. Then I think having that sort of combo of the oils that are actually physically supportive along with the oils that are going to keep people feeling calm and safe. I think that's really good. All right, let's see. Energy. We talked really quickly about energy. When we talked about focus, I mentioned it. And when I talked a little bit about digestion, I mentioned energy. But all right, first of all, I'm a special needs mom. I get tired. And again, if you're one of the folks watching this on Facebook, drop an emoji in there if you get tired sometimes too. So when I get tired, I go to peppermint to wake me right up. Sometimes I'll even put a drop on the roof of my mouth. That's a little more controversial. You don't have to do that. Just smelling it, just inhaling it. I have a diffuser actually that plugs into my car, and I will diffuse peppermint in my car to help keep me awake if I'm on a long drive. Really, really helpful for keeping energy up and keeping your mind very alert and awake. That is my favorite oil to go to for that purpose. There's also a blend called Energy that I love, and that's another one that just kind of keeps me, it's like if I need to kind of go do a workout and I'm feeling like I'm dragging, Energy is what I will reach for. But I think I think supporting our energy is so important for moms of kids with special needs. There's also, again, a number of supplements. I think about things like Young Living makes a B supplement called Super B. They make an antioxidant, really nourishing drink called Ningxia Red that I think I would go bankrupt if I were to try to stock enough produce to get the nutrient quality that I get from just an ounce of it every day. There are a few different really great supplement and nutritive sources of energy as well that are really healthy and I think important for us. I'll talk about those on another video on another day. But for now, peppermint wakes you right up. Lemon oil is another nice one for kind of the uplifting piece of it to combine with the peppermint. And then finally, my last big category, and this doesn't matter if you're special needs mom or not. I know you care about controlling the stink in your house. Stink is all around. And especially if you have fur babies along with your kids, this is an important one. So I think all of us need help with the stink. I am so glad that our family is years beyond the diaper pail stage because that was just gross. I know families though who will put purification in their diaper pails on like a cotton ball or a cotton round and it just takes the stink away. Now I actually will put purification. I'll put it in the toilet bowl. I will put it in the laundry detergent. I'll add a couple of drops to our laundry detergent and onto dryer balls if we have clothes that are particularly stinky, say after basketball practice, or sometimes if there's wet nighttime bedding, I'll add some purification into the laundry detergent as well. Now, as kids get older and stinky armpits become a thing, but you're not wanting kind of some of those toxic chemicals, Young Living actually does make some really nice deodorants, but you can also just simply make a spray with purification, spritz it under kids' armpits. Makes a world of difference for that kind of preteen time. And it also works really well in sports bags. Again, I'll put it just on a cotton ball or a cotton round. Same thing with shoes. My daughter had a lot of sensory issues and was refusing socks for a long time, which meant her sneakers were, it was stank. It was like pure, full on just stink. And she would usually try not to share things my kids would be upset if I shared. That one she might be upset with me, so don't tell her I told you. But stinky shoes, purification is your best friend if you have kids with stinky shoes. Just seriously put it on a cotton ball, put it in their shoes overnight. It smells like fresh morning sunshine when you wake up. It's kind of amazing. And purification is really different than an air freshener. It's not like, if you're using air fresheners, please stop because you're poisoning yourself and your family. Purification oil actually like gets rid of the smell. It takes the stink out of the air. It doesn't just layer something on top of it. I don't know how it does it. The other oils don't seem to do it the same way, but purification just seems to pull out whatever is making things smell, whether it's onions that you've cooked or a dog that's been skunked. I am telling you, purification, amazing stuff. All right, so that's kind of my quick and dirty Essential Oils 101 for busy special needs moms. Now, if you are someone who just loves research and you want to do a ton of research to figure out what company, what brand, all of that good stuff, then you go for it, for real. If you are like me and you are super duper busy and you just want an honest recommendation from someone you trust, I will let you know. Again, I use Young Living at this point. I do think that there are some other good oils. I think Young Living is unusual for a couple of reasons. One is their seed to seal commitment. So basically it's like farm to table, except they've been in it for over 20 years and since long before it was trendy. You know, I've actually walked through fields of lavender, clary sage, and chamomile. I have friends who visited spruce farms in Idaho who've held ylang ylang flowers in their hands in farms in Ecuador. Young Living really is the real deal, and I do pay attention to the source of other things that I'm putting in my body. So for me, it's important to pay attention to the purity and sourcing of my oils too. I like that I can go visit the farms. Young Living invites every one of their customers to visit any of their farms around the world. The reality is that essential oils they're popping up everywhere. They're online, they're at Walmart, they're at Target, and so how to tell whether it's good quality or not is important. So for me, I think the very best way for people to get started, and it's how I started, is to get kind of a really nice little concentration. Not too many, not too few, but some options. I think it's great to have like a set of oils, a starter kit of oils, so that you can really kind of have a couple of options for all of the basic scenarios that come up in your day-to-day life, and then you can implement them one at a time. You don't have to do it all at once, but you can just kind of take a few and start to incorporate them into different areas of your life one at a time. So I started with a starter kit, which was just a lot of the oils that I mentioned today are in Young Living starter kits. They come with like some sample packets and a few other things. That way, if you have, a mom you want to pass some peppermint along to, you can just pass along a sample instead of your whole bottle. But I think it's a really nice way to get started. Now, if you want to see everything that comes in a starter kit, or you already just know, I want to get a starter kit for myself, you can either reach out to me directly. You could also go take a peek at my website, allalllhowto.com, and you can learn more about it, and you can also start shopping if that's something you want to do. Or you can also explore more of my resources and coaching for special needs moms and special needs entrepreneurs over at laurenbellin.com. So if someone sent you to this video, then you should circle back to the person who referred you to watch it and ask them what the best way to get started would be. But I will tell you, it is as easy to get started with Young Living and with essential oils online as it is to buy your toilet paper from Amazon. It's really fast, and you could literally take care of it the next time you're in the bathroom. So I guarantee you, if you do, a year from now, you will be so glad you did, and you will wonder why you didn't get started ages ago. All right. I hope this was helpful to you, and as I said, you can visit me at my online homes at allalllhowto.com or laurenbellin.com. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will see you soon.